Good morning, traders. This is your daily market breakdown on the GBP US dollar. We are seeing a huge change in character moving into the upside. So we are now in bullish territory. We are now supposedly looking for long positions. What we have seen is the price came down. There was a sharp reaction here or reversal down here, breaking that market structure into the upside, confirming that the change of character has now taken place. It came back down for a bit of a retest, although it would have been nice if it dropped a little bit more and it would have been easier to enter before then pushing up even higher, breaking the market structure over here. We then saw that a new demand zone had been formed because we broke structure up here. The price came back into that now verified demand zone and pushed up even higher. And now what we're seeing is that the price has entered into this potential supply zone, and we are now seeing a reaction to this supply zone. Now, what we want to wait and see is whether or not it breaks this lower low here. If it breaks this lower low here, then it may be going back down into the potential demand zone. If it goes down there, then I would be looking for longs. If it fails to break this, I'll be looking for longs. If it breaks this structure, I'll be looking for longs. So that is what I'm looking for at the moment on GBP USD today. Heading over to the Euro US dollar, we can see that the price did in fact continue into the downside. I was hoping that it would enter into this unverified daily demand zone before pushing itself back up. But because the US dollar at the moment is very much tied to speculation and sentiment, especially with the US-Iran deal, which is very frustrating because it breaks down all of our technical analysis. But at least we now know that if a deal is hopeful, which it looks like it is because of a 60-day now a 60-day ceasefire and a reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, we're going to see the US dollar dropping dramatically, and that is going to push all of our major currency pairs into the upside. So what I'm waiting for here is to see where we're currently in a bit of this consolidation, which is kind of odd. And what we're hoping to see is now a huge push into the upside. So on the lower time frames, what I'll be waiting to see is whether or not this high gets broken. If this high gets broken and I see a full body candle break, what I may wait for is hopefully there'll be a slight pullback, and within that pullback is when I'll enter into that long position. So I'm also looking for longs on the euro dollar. Heading over to USD JPY, like I said last week, this is a currency pair that I do not want to be trading at the moment because of all of this manipulation. We are likely going to see a dramatic drop in the USD JPY, and what we're currently in is a really awful range. It's a horrible bit of consolidation here. So this is kind of precarious. What you could see if you were a pattern trader, you could be seeing a diamond shape forming, and this often is a bearish signal pushing into the downside. Now, considering that we are hopeful on a deal with, or the US is hopeful with a deal with Iran, then we are likely going to see that diamond pattern play out, whereby it will push the US dollar down, increasing the value of the JPY. So if I was looking to trade this pair, I would likely be looking for short positions on this pair especially throughout this week. Heading over to the DXY, we can see that our technicals had play out. Maybe this plays very nicely into the news that had originally come out, where we saw the price come up, it broke market structure, it broke market structure, it came down for a bit of a pullback before pushing up again, breaking market structure again, taking whatever liquidity was likely resting above these levels. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see this currency pair, this currency or the DXY to push down even lower. We see a really nice break of structure here. Although it's not a full body break on the 4-hour time frame, I would be waiting for that full body break. If I see that full body break on the 4-hour frame, then I would likely be looking for short positions, targeting one of these potential previous lows down here. So heading over to XAU USD gold, what we are seeing at the moment is that we saw a really nice push into the downside, break of structure. It also broke quite a few lows here, signaling that this pair is now in a downtrend. We can also confirm this because it's trading below the 200 EMA. I'll be a little cautious. I'll be a little cautious here because it seems as though we're ranging in a way. We don't seem to be a clear trend. Doesn't seem to be popping out over the last couple of days. What could happen is we may see a push back up to this 200 EMA before and then pushing a little bit lower, taking out liquidity, resting below these lows. So what I would likely be waiting for is to see this push, hopefully up until the monthly open. With the monthly open, I would then on the lower time frames be looking for a break of structure into the downside. I would then take that position, targeting all of this internal liquidity resting below these lows. So I would be looking for short positions at the moment on gold. Heading over to BTC USDT, what we had So what we had been seeing throughout last week was this fantastic push into the upside, and now we are seeing a little bit of risk off happening. What we also saw is that the price came down, it re-entered this verified demand zone, it surpassed that verified demand zone, signaling that it was likely taking liquidity that was resting below these lows here. And then what we can see is this huge reversal into the upside. So this could be that signal that it will begin pushing into the upside. So what we're now seeing is that the price is coming down. Maybe it will be entering into this potential demand zone. And then on the lower time frames, again, I would be looking for breaks of structure into the upside, targeting these previous highs up here. And there it is, traders. That is your daily market technical analysis breakdown.